Austria, a country known for its castles, palaces, and historic buildings, is surely one of the best travel destinations in Central Europe. This country is particularly enjoyable because of its fun, witty, and charming citizens and inhabitants, as you will soon discover. But one aspect that tends to go under the radar a lot is the unique love life and romance culture in this beautiful country. Indeed, love is a beautiful thing, and when it finally hits you, it's often like a magician's final trick because it totally takes your breath away. But despite the fact that love is a universal language, it can often come in a slightly different package here in Austria. Now, that's why it's not always easy to navigate the ocean of love as a newbie or a tourist in big cities like Vienna. You see, as much as Austrians tend to be very friendly to tourists, they may become more reserved when it comes to building a romantic relationship with one. So, there goes your chances of landing a date with any local girl here. Well, unless you're already familiar with the love life in this country. Luckily, that's exactly what today's video is going to talk about. So, grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy the ride as Jet Set Voyager unravels the beautiful mystery and gives you the ultimate trick to finding love in Austria. Ready? Then here are the top things to expect when looking for love in Austria. Number 7. Meeting new people. Meeting up with young singles in Austria is perhaps one of the most straightforward parts of the fascinating love culture, and you'll find it rather easy to mingle here. This is because Austrians are known to be generally friendly, and you can expect to get the most active responses when you visit. As a result, it's pretty easy to approach and start a conversation with someone you admire here. Generally speaking, meetups usually take place offline more than it does online, but as in other countries, online dating apps and websites are becoming more common, thereby making it a lot easier to identify and link up with young Austrians available for dating. However, bars and clubs remain the best places to mingle with other singles in this country. You can also get lucky at social events, especially at youth-themed parties where you'll find a lot of single people. In essence, meeting new people in Austria is as straightforward as in other European countries, and you can even keep your options open in this initial stage. Number 6. You can't rush love in Austria. Now, you'll find that while Austrians are free with foreigners, it's not that easy to negotiate a romantic relationship with them. This is because they are much more reserved when it comes to romance, and perhaps that's why there's really no rushing love in Austria. As a matter of fact, you can get a blatant rejection at first try, considering that Austrians are pretty much blunt and straightforward with words. However, in most cases, this is usually an invitation to try harder, especially since these lots often take the hard-to-get play to a whole new level. So, you should know that once it concerns love in Austria, patience is the key. It even gets more interesting because your crush might already be falling head over heels for you and still turn down your approaches. Funny, right? Well, the thing is, Austrians trust the process, and they believe that whatever is built over time lasts longer than what is freely given. So you already know you'll be doing a lot of chasing when trying to win over the heart of an Austrian. But then you might as well loosen up and enjoy the process, as this is part of what makes the love life in Austria unique. After all, the fun often starts with the chase, and with time, you'll come to terms with it too. Number 5. Making the first move. Austria, as you might already know, is still very much traditional, and as a result, you'll expect the man to always make the first move. However, while that's the traditional approach, it's not always the case here, especially when you consider that many women are now taking the initiative and making the first move to connect with men too. But then, this is still considered a rare system in the country, and you might not want to take that chance as a young man looking to experience the Austrian love culture. So this means you will typically be making a lot of first moves here, and as an extra tip, you will need to learn basic German if you want to be smooth with the ladies. Of course, many Austrians understand a bit of English, but they prefer to stick with the local language to avoid embarrassing themselves. Moreover, they tend to find you a lot more appealing when you know how to speak the local language. Number 4. Typical Austrian date culture. Once you successfully break the barriers and finally get an Austrian to go out with you, you will find that romance in Austria is truly a thing of beauty. But hey, you'll be mistaken to think it's all smooth sailing from there, because even then, you can't take your foot off the pedal or reduce the amount of effort you put in. Oh yes, dating in Austria is not a walk in the park, and if anything, you'll literally be taking a lot of romantic walks in the park. This is because you'll still have to plan and engage in a lot of romantic activities to keep the flame of love burning. Luckily, outdoor dates in this country don't usually require too much sophistication. You can either pick a social event to attend, or you can just settle for the typical coffee date. You see, the strong cafe culture in Austria means that coffee houses are the most popular venues for romantic dates here. However, if you and your love interest are up for a more adventurous time, you can opt to take it up a notch by visiting a famous museum, eating in a fancy restaurant, or relaxing in one of the refreshing nature spots across town. Number 3. Austrian women expect chivalry. You know you generally have to bring your A game when you try to attract a typical European lady? Well, let's just say Austrians take this to a whole new level, and you'll have to roll up your sleeves and become a hopeless romantic if you ever hope to impress an Austrian Fraulein. Perhaps this is because their self-esteem is sky high, and they know they deserve nothing less than utter chivalry. Also, Austrian men relish the opportunity to be chivalrous on dates, and you must be willing to play at the same level if you want to stand a chance. So, while you're gearing up to be her knight in shining armor, don't forget to doll out as many romantic gestures as possible to sweep her off her feet. From buying flowers to holding doors open for her and helping her with her coat. These subtle gestures go a long way, and you'll find them to be very useful when dating an Austrian lady. Number 2. Austrians are not scared to get intimate. Now, this might come as a surprise to you, considering the fact that Austrians are usually inclined to stick with traditional norms. But then, you'll find that these relatively religious bunch are particularly less uptight about getting physical, especially after they agree to go out with you. You'll definitely be impressed by their tendency to become physically intimate, and they won't hesitate to hold your hands with any chance they get. But then, the highlight remains the fact that they are excellent lovers both in and out of the bedroom. They are also not shy about showing their love in public. So get ready to get all loved up and enjoy the public displays of affection that come with dating an Austrian. You'll also find that when it comes to the physical aspect of love, Austrians are the complete package, and perhaps this is what makes the wait all the more worthwhile. Number 1. Austrians value family ties. Austrians, like their neighboring Italians, are big on family values, and you can expect to deal with many family ties when dating an Austrian. However, you'll find that they are very accepting of foreigners too, as long as you treat their daughter with love and respect. So, don't be surprised when you get an invite to family dinners, because it is bound to happen as soon as you start to get serious with your Austrian lover. Just relish the experience and try to get used to this beautiful dating culture. You will definitely enjoy it. Now, don't forget to check out our next video for more exciting facts about your favorite travel destinations, and make sure to subscribe to this channel.